Hello there, welcome back to the Once a Week Kitchen. I've never been a massive meat eater myself, but all this business about horse meat being sold in the supermarkets, in the ready meals, must come as a massive blow to some people who really think that they cannot live without meat. Well, it's a good time now, I would say, to retrain your ideas and rethink these things, because vegetarian food is just as nutritious, if not more so, than meat, because you tend to put so many fresh vegetables in there just to bulk it up. So it's all good, it's a win-win situation as far as I can see. So I thought, right, today I'm going to do a vegetable bake. So I had a look to see what bits and pieces I had in the fridge. I've always got things like carrots and onions, and I've always got things like peas and sweet corn in the freezer, green beans. Like most people, I've always got cheese, I've always got milk. So we're very fortunate in this day and age and in this country that we have such a variety of foods available. And so, right, I thought, let's make a vegetable bake. So everything I've made it with was already in the house, so no shopping. How cool is that? Right, vegetable bake. Obviously, you'll use, if you're going to make a vegetable bake, you're going to use the vegetables that you've got in your kitchen. The rule is, if it's a tough vegetable or a hard vegetable, you chop it up fine. If it's something fairly soft, you can leave it in bigger pieces. So I've got 1 carrot, a small onion chopped, a few mushrooms which I've cut into small pieces, some broccoli, 1 floret. Now this is called the curd, this part. Now this is a good tip. The same with cauliflower. If you cut it that way, you'll get lots of little bits coming off. If you cut it through the stalk and just pull it apart, it comes away cleanly and the bits, stay on the stalk. So that's a useful tip. I've got some peas and some sweet corn, and we're going to bind it all together with a cheese sauce. So for that I've got 3/4 of an ounce of butter, 3/4 of an ounce of plain flour, a pinch of mustard, 1/4 of a teaspoon, black pepper and some salt. So, and a cup of milk and 3 ounces of grated cheese. Mature cheddar's the best, gives the best flavour. So what and to top it all off, we're going to use thinly sliced potato. So I've got a pan of boiling water on the stove. I'm just going to blanch these for about a minute, no more, just to cook them slightly. And I'm going to fry the mushrooms in a little bit of oil in a frying pan. And these are the little end bits I've cut off the potatoes, because we want the slices for the top to be roughly an even size. So I'm just popping these in with the rest of the vegetables. So I'm going to pop in the onion, the carrot, and the broccoli. Now I'm going to pop these in the microwave and cook them for about 3 minutes, which should just soften them slightly. Right, the potatoes have blanched now, so I'm going to drain them off. Leave those to drain in the colander while we saute these mushrooms. Mushrooms always improve by being fried in a little oil or butter, rather than, cooking them in the microwave. It doesn't bring out the flavour that sauteing them does. So whenever I'm using mushrooms in a dish, I always give them a little cook in the pan first. The microwave's doing its job with the other vegetables. Right, the vegetables are they're still sort of al dente, but they are softened. So these are ready now to be mixed in with the mushrooms. So I'll put the mushrooms in. The sweet corn. These are all my favourite vegetables, the kind of things that I always have in, and it's amazing the number of different things you can do with them. The same vegetables can be made into so many interesting recipes. So, good old mix and into the dish. So, next thing to do is to make the cheese sauce. Right, cheese sauce. Butter in the pan. This pepper. The mustard and the salt. Once that's melted, in with the flour. Oh, you've heard me say this many times. When you're making a sauce, your best friend is your whisk. Stops it from going lumpy. The other golden rule is always cook your flour in the butter for at least half a minute. You want it to sizzle if possible. So if you miss that step out, your sauce will taste floury, so it's not worth it. That should be alright now to put the milk in. Straight in, no worries. It'll all come right in the end. Just keep whisking it. And obviously we'll want this to boil up and thicken. I've got the oven set at gas mark 6, 200 centigrade, 400 Fahrenheit. So that's nice and thick. I'll turn off the heat and I'm just going to pop in the cheese. You don't boil the sauce once it's got the cheese in because it can go stringy. So we just want that to melt in. So that's fabulous now. Just have a little taste, just to make sure it doesn't need more seasoning. Oh, I can't tell you how good that is. So this is going on the vegetables now. I've just got a little butter which I'm going to melt in the microwave. We're going to pour on the sauce and give it it a good old mix. See if you can make a sauce, which you should be able to do by now if you've been watching my channel. When you can make a sauce, you can turn a few vegetables into a proper meal. It's just such a useful thing to be able to do. Only it's not rocket science, it's just following a couple of basic rules. Melt your butter, cook your flour, use a whisk, and that's it. You can't really go wrong. So we're going to lay the potatoes on top, overlapping. So I'm just going to brush these with a little bit of melted butter. And then it's into the oven for about half an hour, 40 minutes. And hopefully then it should come out all golden brown and ready to eat. I'll see you then. Wow, how cool is that? You can actually hear that sizzling. That smells divine. So I'm just going to dish up a portion now so you can see what it looks like. This is all made with things that I had in the fridge or the freezer. So no need to go out shopping. You can just scout around in your fridge, see what you've got, and make something absolutely amazing with it like this. It's all falling apart, but I don't mind. It tastes just as good when it's mixed up. Some nice sliced potatoes for the top. So they're enough for, I would say, 2.5 to 3 people. So if you've got half a person living at your house, they'll be absolutely fine with that. So there you go. Vegetable bake, my version of. Alright, I do hope you have a go at that because it's so easy, so cheap, and smells absolutely delicious. Bye, see you later.